So I finished this sketchbook 2 days ago, and let's do a sketchbook tour. And yeah, before we get started, the nudity and gore warning. So if you don't want to see that, click off this video, I guess. And this is a B5 dot grid journal by TheJottingDots. It has 160 GSM pages and 200 pages. And I started on the 20th of February and ended it 2 days ago, which is 11th of June. Yeah, I guess I started it literally on the first page. And this first page is inspired by this illustration. So it's from around the 1400s, and it was called the Celestial Vision at Constantinople. And apparently that day a fire had descended from the sky and these creatures appeared. So yeah, I was gonna work more on it, but I don't know, I just stopped, and I guess I'll get back to it one day because I do want to paint this at some point. Okay, so yeah, when I was first trying to figure out how to make videos, yeah, this is one of the first test videos that I did. Bunch of notes and stuff. Okay, I have a sticker book. I think it was called Lots of Ephemera or something. But anyway, this is one of the stickers, and like I was trying to make a character based on this sticker. If you want me to make a video about making characters based off of a bunch of stickers in that sticker book, then I'd gladly do it. Yeah, so this is a cherry nun, I guess. So this was a commission that I did, and this is just the sketch that was printed out to transfer onto the final paper. Here I was trying out a really cheap like acrylic paint marker that I found at a store. It was so cheap that I was sure that it wasn't actually acrylic paint markers. The only markers that are opaque was the purple one and maybe the blue one. Yeah, and like you didn't have to activate it or anything, so I don't know if they were actually acrylic markers, but yeah, I ended up having a lot of fun using them anyway. Yeah, this is with that same acrylic marker. It just somehow turned out looking really nice, and yeah, I think that's why I drew a lot of fish with those acrylic markers. More fish with acrylic markers. Okay, and this, yeah, I was dragged off to church, and this is doing that. This is also doing that. Also doing that. Of course, these are painted on top of it later. I really like how this swordfish turned out, actually. This is also being dragged off to church. And more acrylic marker fish. Okay, this is based on, yeah, an illustration in Monstrum Historia. If you have watched my last sketchbook tour, then you know how obsessed I was with that. Ooh, okay, so this is a character that I was making based off of spider wasps or tarantula wasps. And later on there's more where I like flesh this character out a little bit more. And yeah, I think more trying to finish the green paint. Apparently this character was just based, yeah, usually whenever I make these characters based off of insects, I go with this over here. I go with trying to find shapes that I like, and then I build it up off of that. But this one was just, I just started drawing it from the start. Okay, this is based off of the spined Macrothina. It's yet another spider. And yeah, I need to paint her for real. Yeah, you probably can't read what it is at all, but this spider, they make a new web every week. So like, I really like her character being like, you have the same home for 1 week, you peasants. And then she's just always busy. My bedroom needs to be redone every night. This one is based off of an ant mimicking tree hopper. And it's not personally a kind of character design that I am into. But I think if I ever need a character to flesh out a forest, I can just like grab it. Okay, so this was something that was based off of an image in The Clevis Artist, which is a book about alchemy. And yeah, it looks bad, but I don't care because I wasn't trying. But I really ended up liking the concept of this, and I need to paint this for real too. And okay, this is another one which is from Monster Historia, and then this is one from, like, based on, very loosely based on. It's called The Dramatic Dreams of Pantagruel, and it's a book that had 120 woodcut prints, and it was published by someone called Richard Breton in 1565 in France. But he did not illustrate it, and the original illustrator is speculated to be someone called Francois Rabelais. I am most definitely saying his name wrong, but let's move on. Okay, another one based off of the Monster Historia. And I really like how this fish turned out too. It's the swirls. It's great. So this was another sketch that I was gonna just paint over, but I ended up really liking it, so I just left it. Oh god, and I have these terrible stickers. It was from when we were kids, and for some reason we just kept them. So yeah, I'm trying to use them up. Okay. Okay, this is another drawing that I need to paint for real because I just really like how it turned out. Like, and it's based off of a print by someone called Monogrammist MH, and apparently this person lived in between 1500s to 1550s, and I could not find any information on them. Like, I googled so much, I could not find anything. But this is the woodcut print. More trying to finish green. Okay, this is another one that's from the Dramatic Dreams of Pantagruel. Yeah, I was trying. So this is with like ballpoint pen, obviously. This is with ballpoint pen and ink tents on top, and this I was trying the Fudenosuke brush pen with the ink tents on top, and then I just wrote that with Fudenosuke, like this one. It's better if I don't shade it in. For some reason, it just looks better if I don't shade it. But with ballpoint pen, it looks better if I do shade it. Ah, yes. Ram, but in green. Grouse and pheasant, but in green. And another drawing based off of Monster Historia. Yeah, it's on top of a sketch. Like, a lot of these are on top of just random warm-up sketches and stuff. Hair, but struggling in green. Flamingo, but in green. Very green version of a Toko toucan chick. And more of those terrible stickers. Another one from the Dramatic Dreams of Pantagruel. Yeah, so this is the Fudenosuke, but with no shading. Another gecko, but in green. Okay, so this is actually done quite a lot later. Like, once again, I'm not chronological. Like, I'm not too chronological. I go back and cover stuff up all the time. I have this really cheap watercolor set that I think I start trying to paint with it with bats. But later on, I realized that it's better if I use it like gouache. Like, it's just that bad. So yeah, these two are with that watercolor set, but used like gouache. And yeah, this is the first gerbil I did, and after that I tried to paint a lot of other gerbils. But I think every single time after I draw the face, I get too tired to draw the rest of the body. And another trash page. This is a printout for a ink piece. A bunch of acrylic fish to cover up warm-up scribbles. Oh my god, and this thing. If you do journaling, then you probably know about the little like notelets. Like, you can get a bunch of vintage ads or vintage styled stuff just stuck inside for journaling. And I think I had ordered like one that was vintage ads, but it wasn't car based. And for some reason I got one that was all cars, and like, I don't care about these. I didn't want to bother returning it because it was so cheap anyway. So yeah, I just have a bunch of tiny vintage ads about cars now. Okay, so a quick explanation for this. Like, so there's a list. Like, if you know Inktober, like this is a Kinktober list. It's called Arcana Kinktober list, and I was just in the mood. There's with some other lists too. I was just in the mood to follow prompt lists and make concepts, and yeah, this is from that. Okay, behind this, there was just the tiniest little bit of green left, and at that point, I completely gave up and like, you literally just blobbed all the paint on the back. But like, it was just the tiniest bit left, so it is what it is. Okay, I think this is the furthest I got with the Arcana King Tower list. I'll probably revisit it when I'm back in the list following concept making mood, but until then. Okay, so this is another list that I also try to follow in this until the mood wears off, of course. And it's called the Gore-tastic Drawing Challenge list by Itsy Draws. You can see that I wasn't chronological here because this is where I finished up the ink, but there's more fish. These two fish actually turned out really nice looking. I don't know why. Okay, more of that Gore-tastic list. And I think I'll paint a few of these if I'm in the mood to paint, but I don't want to come up with anything new. Yeah, I definitely want to paint this one. And this is another list, which is Goretober 2017 by Angry Baby on DeviantArt. Oh, I am actually currently doing a digital paint over this one. And I want to paint this one too because I think it's cute. A gerbil I started painting but quickly gave up on because I got bored, I guess. Oh, no. Okay, this is more of the Arcana Kinktober. This is where I stopped, yeah. I think this is either it's one of the gore lists. Okay, and this is another one that I made a mental note that I really need to finish because, that I really need to paint because I like how it turned out. This is another one based off of this, which is from the Dramatic Dreams of Pantagruel. Oh, this is a printout for an ink piece, which was an art trade. Well, which was a collab with Many Eye Art. Yeah, Many Triple is like Many and I art on Instagram. This is another one that, yeah, I think I only got two prompts in. I will probably return to this list at some point. Okay, so this was the bats that I first started. There I tried out the new cheap paint that I got. And yeah, I was like, there's something wrong with it. I mean, it works fine, but compared to the other cheap paint that I was using before, and I think it was cheaper. It was the superior, like a $5 watercolors, and that was actually better than this one, which was the Doodler Simply Watercolor. Yeah, and these ones I didn't even finish painting because I was like, there's something wrong with these paints. A baseball with a heart on for some reason. This was another ink piece that was draw this in your style. Oh yeah, and there was like 2 more bat paintings under this, but I actually didn't finish them. Okay, so this is based on the Purple and Gold Jumping Spider. And I actually left this blank a very long time, and I finished this up almost at the end of the sketchbook. But I really like how she ended up turning out in the end. Because when I got to here, I was like, it's I don't know, there's something about it that I don't like, but I got to here, I was like, yes. Okay, so this is a character based on the plume moth, and I do draw this thumbnail later in the sketchbook. This is a drawing based off of this, and this is a zodiac illustration from the Book of Wonders, which is an Arabic manuscript from the late 14th century. I am currently like trying to make a finished piece of this, but like I am really struggling with it because I don't quite know. Regardless, this is a bat, as you can see, and I actually really like the blues that I used on it. Okay, another one that I finished up with the Derwent Inktense blocks. Okay, yeah, this is another one from I think this is the Gore-tastic one. If I ever feel like returning to it, I guess I can return to it. Yeah, more Gore-tastic. Yeah, I even put like a ribbon down to go back to it. This is a character from the last sketchbook. They're just like randomly doodled up. Yeah, I ended up naming her Equinox. Oh, okay, so here, I think along with this, like I was trying to figure out how to use my pastel watercolors because till now I haven't been able to figure out how to use them by themselves. So these are just notes about, this was with the brown Fudenosuke brush pen? Was it a brush pen? But yeah, this was with a red pen. Yeah. But yeah, I gave up on this because I didn't like the direction it was going. Okay, so this was another 3 random art supplies challenge. Oh, for this one, I just used literally whatever was on my table at the time, and for some reason, I really, really like how it turned out. Okay, this is another 3 random art supplies one. And I have this sketch drawn out for the longest time, but I have never filled it in. And after I finished the last page in the sketchbook, I was like, should I go back and do it? But I did not want to, so this is just here. If I ever want to draw it somewhere else, then I have it, I guess. This is a drawing based on a detail from the Luttrell Psalter, and Psalter means a book of psalms. This particular like Luttrell Psalter is from the 1325 to 1340s, and apparently it was commissioned by Sir Geoffrey Luttrell, and it was written and illustrated by anonymous scribes and artists. So we don't know who actually wrote and drew them. Okay, another random art supplies that I really like the result of, and it's based on this, which is the Ars Memorandi. It was used to help young theologians memorize the Gospels. And yeah, I need to paint this for real because I'll probably change quite a lot of things when I do, if I ever do an actual painting of it. But okay, so this was for a video. And in the video, I only have like 1 layer of the neon pink. And after that video, I put a second layer down. And yeah, I shouldn't have put a second layer down. Yeah, I explained what it was in that video. So I think I'll just move on. Okay. So this is a paint made by Arkar Creations. And they are a handmade paint maker. And so sometimes they do that thing on their stories where they like have a new paint and then they ask people to name it, and like if she likes your name, then the name that you suggested gets picked, and then you are sent like a complimentary, which is like super generous of her. And I got this one, and now it is literally my favorite sketching paint. Yeah, this is the drawing of the character based on the plume moth that I was talking about before. So yeah, I think I need to do a paint over of this. This is another one based on a detail from the Luttrell Psalter, and he's so silly. I love how this turned out. Oh, another video. Okay, if things seem to have suddenly jumped and become slightly different, then that's because it is. I missed 4 pages, and now it's 2 weeks later, and I'm finally recording the 4 pages that I missed. So over here, I was trying to get back into drawing just portraits because it had been some time since I had drawn just a portrait, and I was doing some sketches. And this is with a set of tinted graphite pencils, and they were really bad. Like, I got them for cheap at some random store, but I enjoyed using them anyway. And this is the sketches for and like more character development. Mostly just picking what color palette I wanted for her, because yeah, I don't think I changed much of her body structure from before. Let me see if I can find it. Of this character, I did paint this for a review of some Rembrandt paints that I had bought, but that video proved to be such a huge hassle, and I still have not finished completely editing it. And I'll probably put it out on my channel at some point, but it's probably not gonna be next week. And yeah, this was another 3 random art supplies challenge. And I just decided that I would like to draw a bowl of peaches with this, and so I had left this page blank for the longest time to draw this bowl of peaches, but I never did. And I will probably draw it somewhere else because I do want to draw a bowl of peaches with these, but over the course of finishing this sketchbook or getting towards the ends of it, this page became super dirty, so I just drew a random fish, and I didn't want to finish it, so I grabbed the only transparent wrapper that I had at the time, and it's this thing. And this is with that paint that I got, that gray paint that I got from before. This one. I quite like how this page of fish turned out, even though I didn't really finish it. Yeah, I think this one is unfinished. This is based on, yeah, it's a certain praying mantis nymph. And this is based off of the Amazonian leaf-footed bug. And this is another character that I think it looks cool, but it's just not the kind of character that I tend to gravitate towards. Okay, this is the page that I actually did last in this sketchbook. So this character was based off of the owlfly, and their adult forms are lacewing creatures, and their juvenile form looks very different from their lacewing form. So this is based off of their adult form, and this is like a portrait based off of their larval form. Okay, so this was another challenge with a random generator. I put all the watercolors that I have inside it and let it pick 3 random watercolors, and so I got these 3, and it reminded me of a butterfly. So I just sketched out a butterfly, and I like made a character based on the butterfly, which is something I would never do. So that was nice. And I did some thumbnails for what I want to draw her final drawing for her, and I will probably get back to this. Okay, so this was the first painting that I did with that cheap watercolor from Doodler, that I realized that it works better if I use it like gouache. Okay, so this was something based off of another sticker. It is really silly, but I like it for some reason. This too. She's so silly, but I love her. It's based off of this. This is obviously like a margin drawing from somewhere, but I could not find a source for it. Like, could not find where it came from. Okay, I wrote down here that I need to draw this again and do the photo justice. And yeah, I do. Both unfinished. Yeah, this is literally what it says. I have a bunch of pastel fish that I just stuck to my wall because I didn't know where to put them, and they fall down one by one, and I stick them in my sketchbook as they fall down. This was a painting of a fox that I was like really into, but I couldn't find the reference photo again, so I just had to leave it like this. Oh, okay. So I got a pack of cheap children's pastel watercolors, and then after I swatched them out here, I decided, hey, you know what? I want to make a character for each of these colors. And the first one was lemonade. So I just started drawing like lemonade stuff, and then I looked into how many varieties of lemons are there, and then I realized that this is actually so much more interesting than I thought it would be, and I noted down a bunch of lemon types that I want to make characters out of. More jerboas that I only did the faces of and gave up. Another thing based off of this sticker, and I know this looks like trash, but I know what it is. And this is just a mental note of what I want to paint. I signed up for ChatGPT, and recently I got to go to this aquarium, and garden eels are something I've wanted to see for a very, very long time, and I finally got to see garden eels. So I just put a prompt in ChatGPT to be like, give me ideas for a sketchbook spread about garden eels. Yeah, I basically just went off of whatever ChatGPT gave me, and it gave me like 8 pages to do, but I only did 3. Yeah, I was actually going to do a page for a bunch of different types of garden eel, but oh yeah, if you think that drawing prompts based off of what ChatGPT tells me is going to be a good idea, then feel free to let me know. I would totally be down to make a video like that. This is a painting based off of this doll that is made by Craggy Critters on Instagram. This is a printout for a ink drawing. This is another drawing that I made while I was dragged off to church. So these are my frustrations, I guess. And over here, okay, so I was trying to figure out like a sketchy way to draw faces, and I never quite got to it. But anyway, this and like the last page are the first 2 that I tried. But I didn't want to leave it blank, so I just drew this painting of a doll made by Annie Montgomery. And the last page, I left this, like I was gonna actually paint like the same way that I painted this. I was gonna paint stuff on top of it, but like I liked it too much to paint something on top of it. And the actual doll is like super cute. It is not this weird gremlin Furby looking thing. So with that was the last page. I hope this was entertaining, or even better, inspiring for you. And if you want to see more of my work, then you are more than welcome aboard. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope I'll see you next week.